Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Sound Stream that's starting on time this week, and we're probably going to end on time this week because there's news, but there's not a ton of news. So, we also, before we introduce our wonderful panel of panels, we have, I don't know what panel of panels is. I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Ryan's here. We are within the white space of the comic at all times. And then we also have Fighter Kaus, the Jerry. Yes. We are inside everybody's walls. Oh, hold on. You guys aren't even coming through, apparently.
Oh, you...
Hey!
Just change it.
Yep.
Can we hear that? Can you hear us?
Can you hear them now?
Yeah.
Chat. Cuckoo! Cuckoo!
All right, I gotta wait for everybody to get a catch up.
Hack and whack and smack.
Now they can hear us.
Okay. So we'll reintroduce everybody.
Hello, I am Brian, and that is Kaus. Welcome, Kaus. How was the rat in your walls?
Yeah. There was some mouse in the walls that, like, I tried to go to sleep and I hear them in the. I'm like, oh god, no!
Did someone leave cheese?
Freaked me out because it was like 4 a.m, and I'm like, oh, right when I'm about to like finally relax, squeaking and scratching at the wall.
Did someone place cheese inside the wall?
I don't know.
Oh, I found out why my neighborhood has a skunk problem.
Oh, really?
Someone's feeding them.
Too. Woof. So
yeah,
we
that's why they never leave. Other than that, hey everybody, we got
welcome Zeltrax, Collector K9, Sump One, Spin Dash, Muteki, Psycho Wells, Ultra, Toma, Pelytrex, Hama Jojo, Steven Listens, and that should be everybody right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and True Hellfire Gaming.
There is no Guilmon bread here because we live in a sad reality.
Digimon ate them all.
Yeah, Guilmon over there, he ate them all. As Toma said, it'd be great if everybody hit the like button. We appreciate that a lot.
Welcome, Russian Wanderer.
Yep. Zeltrax found stuff at Annie Medford, including the Comic-Con metallic Shinkenger set for $125. That's a heck of a good deal, honestly, because that
was like the retail price for that.
Yeah, I think it was like $150 or something. So no, it's pretty great.
That was back when Power Rangers had Comic-Con exclusives.
Back when Power Rangers had Figuarts. Yeah. Sorry to hear about your cold, Toma.
Yeah, because wasn't that set specifically for Power Rangers Samurai?
Yeah, that metallic set was specifically for us, for Samurai. Yeah.
Somebody's Alexa turned on.
Kamen Jojo, will you replay Spider-Man for the second one? I'm currently playing through Spider-Man. I am up to what did I just do in Spider-Man? I just did the Mr. Negative fight in the negative.
Was that the first? That's the first or second one.
The first one.
So you're in chapter the second chapter of the game, I think.
I don't know. The game doesn't really have chapters. I'm 48% through the story, so I just finished Midnight Suns over the weekend as well. Put 115 hours in.
Is all the DLC out for that game?
Yeah, all the DLC's out. I maxed out everybody's abilities, their friendship levels, everything, and then went for the final 2 missions to beat up Dracula and to do the final mission. And the final mission was hard, but I'm glad I have everybody's like maxed out abilities because that was really good. Midnight Suns was great. I loved it. I've also done everything I can in that game. I'm pretty done. But
I need to pick up that game. If that game goes on sale, I'll definitely pick that up.
That's like the dedication I put into Lost Judgment right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long that I like really invest myself in that game. It's been a while because I've been super busy. I wanted to like play like more like Xenoblade 3 or Fire Emblem Engage, but I just don't have the time.
I have not had the mental energy to finish Engage.
Exactly. I have to look.
Yeah.
In my case, looking for a job is a job.
Yep.
So I haven't just relaxed and played a game that isn't just like a mobile game.
The only game I've been managed to keep up is
Only one I stream.
The only game I managed to keep up is Mac Detective Master Detective Archive rank code. But that's like playing a big 2-hour chunk a week so far.
The last 3 chapters of Fire Emblem Engage are nightmarish hell, considering the rest of the game's kind of a cakewalk. it's weird.
Pull the rug out on
you.
It really did.
Are you using the right combinations of units and emblem rings?
I don't know at this point because I thought I was clearing every mission. I never had a game over until chapter 23.
Because I know if you give Yunaka the Corrin emblem ring, she becomes really broken if you give her the right equipment.
I need to go back and figure that out because I hit chapter 23 or 24 because it's 24, 25, 26, I think. I hit the third to last chapter and it just kicked my ass and I'm like, oh, I need to rethink this strategy. The DLC is worth it for Midnight Suns, but only if you buy all of it. I don't really understand why they sell them piecemeal.
What was the DLC where Midnight Sun was like?
So you get one character, 3 story missions, and a new Abbey upgrade. So it's really fun because you get new characters, and you have to hit a certain point in the story to play the DLC. But once you do, you can play it anytime, which means you can have the DLC characters in the final missions and stuff, and you can take them on story missions. It's great. But like the first one was Deadpool, and then Venom, and then Morbius, and then Storm. And then if you have all 4, you get unlocked the finals mission. So even though you can do them piecemeal, I really just recommend just getting the whole season pass. There's really no point in having one.
I mean,
alone.
that's me with any kind of game where I have season.
Well, it depends. Like, if you just want to buy a certain character from a fighting game, that's one thing.
But like when it comes to story.
When it's story based, yeah, because the thing is that each chapter of the DLC stories build on each other, so you really don't want to play them out of order because they build up. Because they're all about vampires. It's like a little side story for the game, but it's really good DLC when you get the combined total. When you get just one part, I don't think it's worth it just buying one part of it. You should just buy all 4. So the whole season pass. Plus the season pass comes with extra costumes and stuff. I really like playing as Venom. Venom and Storm are insane. Venom's got an ability, like his maximum ability allows all of his other cards to be quick and free. So you can just like decimate a ton of field as soon as you get that. It's crazy. Someone's been playing Fortnite, and then they're going to play Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2. You're going to finish Red Dead Redemption 2 first. So it's kind of, I've been playing games because October, a couple other people mentioned October's crazy. They just moved up Assassin's Creed Mirage from the 12th to the 5th because I think they're sweating a little bit coming out 8 days before Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Mario, Sonic, it's cram.
It's crammed. That Sonic date still isn't official. Like, I know a bunch of places listed October 17th, but Sega hasn't, and I wonder if Sega's like, maybe we should move
it later.
Yeah, because I think coming out that close, if Sonic comes out the 17th, I'm not going to buy it yet. Because I got Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed 2 weeks prior. November's nuts with was it Persona 5, Tactica, and Super Mario RPG?
No, Super Mario Wonder. RPG. Wonder comes out October.
Wonder's also October. Yeah, there's just too much coming out. My big focus is Assassin's Creed Mirage and Spider-Man, and then everything else will fall in line.
I guess for me it depends on I probably won't get Spider-Man 2 in a bit because I soon to get a PS5 in general. And that's a lot of money to save up on. It's probably gonna be like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 and Sonic for my October games. Probably, I do want to get Wonder, but that's it for me. Mario games are usually Christmas time games for me.
That makes sense. And here's the thing, guys. Regardless of whatever comes out in October, Game of the Year comes out in 20 days. Samba de Amigo Party Central. Totally a planned segment, not just me pulling out a thing. This is the first new Samba de Amigo game in 23 years.
since the Wii game.
The Wii game was a port, an upgraded port of the Dreamclaw. Or the Dreamclaw. The Dreamcast. Sorry. I read Muteki's comment that said Dark Claw. My brain went Dreamclaw.
Yeah, I don't have a PS5 because it's $500.
Yeah.
It's like I want it mostly because like I want to play Ratchet and Clank, but like but still, it's $500.
It was expensive, and if your PS4 is working, like the biggest thing to do with the PS5 is to upgrade your PS4.
No, that's the thing is I haven't used my PS3 more recently than my PS4, mostly because here's the thing with me I noticed is I haven't played my PS4 a long time because a lot of the games I played are that I wanted to play on PS4 are on Steam, which I play mostly on Steam.
Yeah.
Where PS3, there's a lot of games that are not like PS4 or Steam, so that's why I keep using my PS3 more than my PS4. But yeah, like that's the big plan this year is I hopefully can save up for a PS5. That's the big keywords. Yeah. I want to play
it's a good system.
Like Ratchet. No, it is. It's a great system.
Oh yeah, I also got the Cyberpunk expansion comes out in September, and I said, you know what, Mortal Kombat, I don't need you right away. I was like, you're too much. Be gone. I'll get you later.
The expansion that only came out because the anime saved the IP.
Yep. Thanks, Edge Runners.
Oh yes, I saw Russian Wander mentioned. Was it Blazers coming?
We'll talk about that in a moment. I have a couple minor headlines we'll kind of blow through real quick. I do. What was it? Spin Dash said he using the power of the PS5 to play a port of the PS2 game. Yeah, that is true gaming power. It's kind of like I do that on the Switch a lot. I play a lot of older games there too. Yeah, no, Samba de Amigo's coming out soon. I'm very excited.
The more you tell me about that game, the cooler it sounds.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably get into Yakuza accidentally because one of the songs is in it. So
I'm just waiting one day when you and Cass meet up. Is Cass just gonna shove like the Yakuza collection in your face?
Be like, here,
all right, kill
start.
No. You know how like you slip a 20 to like the bartender. Cal's gonna do that. He's gonna slip you the Yakuza collection near like a lunch table.
Yep. Kyle mentioned using a RTX 4090 PC to play an SNES ROM. I mean, I use this high advanced iMac to play NES ROMs a lot. I have a huge backlog too. I haven't even touched my Kingdom Hearts games. I own all of them, and I figure I got at least 10 years before 4. So,
hey, let's be glad. Let's be glad that the Kingdom Hearts compared to other JRPGs are a lot more shorter.
Yeah, they're shorter, but also like I don't have to rush those. Because I still have to finish. I don't even want to finish Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. I kind of hate them.
Isn't Valhalla like the real the only? I heard at least good things about Valhalla.
I heard the problem is I liked Valhalla until it made me stop and do side missions to continue the story.
One does it railroads you? It's like we'll continue the story and you do.
You can't continue the story till you upgrade your base, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So. Yeah. Oh wow! Spindes said, "Fun fact: in elementary school, I made money installing Pokemon ROMs on my friends' computers." That's
pretty
awesome.
That sounds like black market, like behind the shoulder. The Resident Evil shopkeeper, like what you buying kind of style of.
Yeah. Paul Trek says, "Never got into Spider-Man." Anyways, the game isn't really a big deal. Yeah, I mean, if you're not into, like, I'm super into it.
Yeah. It's one of those, like,
do you guys know I'm a Spider-Man fan? Can you tell from the matching curtains and bed pillows? Anyways, should we talk about the news?
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the news. First things first, if you, like me and Spin Dash, were waiting for PBandai.US to put up the D3s, they're up now. 2 weeks after they went up in Japan, so there is zero pattern because the D-Arcs were a month late, the D-Scanners were the same day as Japan, the D-Arc Ultimate was the day the Japanese orders closed, and the D3s were 2 weeks later, so, no pattern.
Do those do anything? Like the one I have?
The Digivices?
Yeah.
These are the fancy ones that I've been reviewing with all the fancy... because we talked about these a couple weeks ago when they went up, but these are the ones that have the fancy screens with all the animations in them.
Oh, okay.
And you can also yell at them to do your armor digivolving.
They did a video recently.
They shake them to play a game.
Bandai released a video recently, not like live showcase.
Yeah, there's a video. It's on the page. It's even got subs, which is nice.
I actually like how they did the. I was kind of curious how they were gonna do that, the DNA evolving with the because with the 3D animation, but they actually kind of do like a unique thing where it's not like full video, but like it's kind of like a really fancy slideshow.
Yep.
It almost like PS1 FMVs almost.
Yeah, there was it's funny because with these Digivices, they're more expensive. They're simultaneously more expensive, but then also more affordable than the old digital LCD screen games.
Yeah, the one I have, because apparently those are rare.
Yeah,
now.
they're rare. I love the super complete selection animation.
Chat. I just want to say, someone, can you not talk about Spider-Man Lotus in the chat? Because I feel like YouTube will kill us.
Yeah, YouTube might. I don't know if YouTube's gonna kill us, but I will just say that there is a Spider-Man fan film on YouTube called Green Goblin's Last Stand, and I keep seeing people post clips from it, and it looks super unhinged and fun, and I'm going to watch it later. And we should talk about that instead.
Yeah, if someone,
and that is all we'll talk about.
Yeah,
so I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, so you want to talk about it in the Discord if you're not in there.
We could talk about it on the Discord or anywhere else, honestly. So back to these. So these are the super complete selection animation Digivices. These are the fancy prop replica, all working.
It just
we're
stopped
back.
working. It said my internet was bad when it was OBS just decides the internet is bad sometimes. I don't know why.
Yeah, OBS just decided my internet sucked. I'm here.
Because I was hardwired yesterday, and it was still. I was like, also was like, you have bad internet. I'm like, no, I would have dropped.
Yeah. I think we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened, but anyways, these Digivices.
I think YouTube was trying to kill Soundout.
Maybe, but these Digivices look great. I haven't ordered mine yet. The pre-orders close in October. For those wondering if they're going to close early, currently you can pre-order up to 99 of them. If that number starts to drop below 99, get your order in, because that's when they're starting to limit it. But if you can order 99, you still got time. Their pre-orders will get open until October. They ship in May. That's 2 months after the Japanese versions. They have both the Ken and Davis versions. The U.S. price is $118. The current yen conversion on the yen price for these is $98, so this isn't bad. And also shipping is, oh my god, OBS. All right, and shipping's $10 flat rate for anywhere in the U.S. So if you're getting them and you live in the U.S., this is cheaper than all the other middleman services. But if you miss the pre-order, Zen and TCG or Toku Collectibles will also have them. But I do recommend just getting them from P Bandai and waiting a couple months because... oh, now I'm coughing. What the heck? These will be cheaper overall. You guys got any thoughts on these? Oh, also the Digimon Color Clear versions are up.
I mean, I'm very tempted. I never I love I never been tempted by one of these because it's just so expensive. But I love the D3s. So
these are the most affordable because even though these been hitting the same yen price, these all hit about 14,000 to 15,000 yen. But yet these are 118, whereas the D-Arc Ultimate was 130. I think the the D-Arcs were 130, and then the D-Scanners were 120. So these are officially the cheapest, even though they're the same yen price. It's just because they are adjusting for the yen, which is nice. They could have just made them all 130 regardless. So I'm glad
I think this is definitely a temp. If they made the Data Squad Savers Digivice, then that's a instant. That's definitely gonna probably convince you to buy them.
Okay, video game news, because it's Turtles news. The Ninja Turtles Last Ronin game is officially released in development, which is great. There was a little teaser. It's coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. So
it's done by Black Forest Games, who did the Destroy All Humans remix. So I'm very curious how I imagine it's gonna be. I won't be sure it was a very God of War style, modern God of War style game, which I think will fit perfectly.
Yeah.
By the way, he said destroy all humans, not Detroit all humans.
Not destroy all humans. Oh, real quick, I did want to say Psychos. I think I agree with Psychos that the SCSA Digivice from Adventure is going to be in 2024 for the 25th anniversary of the show.
Original Adventure.
Yeah. I don't know if they could cram all of the stuff from Adventure and Tri into one Digivice, and also Tri's Digivice looks a little different, but we'll see what they do.
Well,
I would say I don't think they can do it, but then they'll do something like let us stream into a Digivice.
If they were to do a 2.0 Adventure Digivice for CSSA,
I kind of want to do like a whole speculation on CSAs as a different like streamer video at some point, because it's a long topic. But anyways, Last Ronin.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm curious if this could be a straight adaptation of the book, or is it going to be some kind of like prequel. Well, actually, that'll be lost.
I think it'll probably take elements of both this and Lost Years, and then maybe expand on it. Because a lot of the stuff from the trailer was stuff from the comic. So
I do like some people say that they should get a returning turtle actor for this game.
Returning turtle actors for all of them.
Yeah. But like I like the idea that like to keep at least for the Last Ronin himself, if it's not to spoil the book, so like if they get the certain actors for the returning actors for the Last Ronin, it should be like a very different voice where you won't even recognize him as that. Because I was thinking like when I was reading the Last Ronin, if this was adaptation, is like how will you do the Last Ronin without just getting like a new actor to play the Last Ronin, so you can disguise.
Kyle mentioned returning actors like in Shattered Dimensions, the Spider-Man game. That would work.
I mean, would be cool. To mix it up it's a turtle. Each turtle is voiced by a turtle from a different cartoon or media.
That'd be cool.
So it could,
but have they could pull a Rob Paulson thing and like have them all play a different turtle than they did.
I thought you were going to say, man, Rob Paulson voiced all four of them.
Rob Paulson, no, it wasn't good. Yeah, not Rob Paulson for all of them, but like because like Rob Paulson came back for 2012, but he didn't voice Raphael, he voiced Donatello, like that kind of thing.
He should play like Leo in this scenario.
Yeah, that would be that kind of thing. So it's interesting, but I'm curious to see how this is going to develop. But yeah, that's Last Ronin. I will say in regards to, they did do a Season 1 Digivice in original and Tri versions from the Complete Selection animation line, which was more basic than the Super Complete Selection animation. It didn't have like the full LCD screen, it was just like an LED screen.
Oh, what they did I think how they did then was actually kind of cool. It was like it was a pure translucent blue. It was a
translucent blue Digivice, and it would change color for each of them. I don't know how
the screen was like just the evolution text from Tri.
Right.
Pretty sure.
And then they did a version that was the version 1999 that did the original. But I think they will do a Super. I hope they do it as the 8 kids in one, because their animations are simpler and their evolutions are simpler. Because I don't know if they want to sell all 8 individual ones. But yeah, there was Tri 1999, Tri Memorial, and then also Last Evolution Kizuna.
Here's the thing. I think technically they could do it just one, because I don't think they need to do the color changing for a new one. I mean,
they put Ultraman into the D3s, even though those color change.
So I imagine they could just have just a solid, light blue shell, and then have the animations in there and such.
Yep, I have it behind me, but the batteries aren't in it, so I can't demo it well.
I'm just
Tokusatsu's cosplay. Yeah, we'll get to Gotchard probably a little bit later. I'll push it off a little bit if that helps, or if you want me to push it up, we can adjust for it. But anyways, yeah.
I do curious if I doubt they would do it, but I would like if they did a CS complete section animation. Was it D Terminal? Was the actual ones that used it? Yeah, D Terminal. Because to me as a kid, I never owned a D3, but I recognized I usually use the D Terminal. I had the D Terminal as a kid, because I think as a kid I always thought that was the Digivice for a long time.
It was the way it was in the animations for the
Armor Digivolve.
Yeah,
because if I remember right, it was the D Terminals that stored the eggs while like the Digivice were just. It was like that's how it worked. If I remember right.
Yeah. I think so.
Because the D-Terminal was pretty much just the Pokédex for Pokemon.
Yeah, it was basically a Pokédex, and you could battle things with it. That's why I had both as a kid. I'd have my D3 battle the D-Terminal thing.
You may find they'll make a CSA Izzy slap top.
I don't think they'll go that far.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go that far, but that was a toy in the original Adventure line.
The difference between Tri and Tri Memorial was that Tri had the 8 kids, and then Tri Memorial had Mako, Mekumon, and then Omegamon Merciful Mode, and then it was white and blue to match that.
You think?
Someone, I'm not going to talk about the Mondo reveals just because I don't collect the line too much, even though they look great.
Is there enough detail to make it the Kizuna smartphone Digivices, or no? Because I'm not sure how much they use those Digivices in those movies.
The problem is that you see them, and they're in the new Pyodramon sequence, but we have no idea what the screens look like, I think.
Yeah,
I think we only see them from the back.
Yeah, that's because, again, I said in Kizuna, so I don't know if there's not enough detail to do a CSA for those.
Yeah, Kyle, they did do it was the Kizuna version. It was like the cracked orange Digivice, and it had, I think, Agumon Bond of Courage. I don't think it had Gabumon Bond of Friendship. They did make one phone case. It was just the Courage one. Like, they didn't make all of them. As far as I know, they only made the one, and they sold it through Digimon Partners for the iPhone X. I would like those to come back with like newer phone designs. But I think it was only iPhone X. I think it was only the Agumon Crest of Courage one. They could do like a fancier case that like lights up and glows like with a wireless charging feature or something. That'd be neat.
Hey, should we get to our next topic? Because I feel like we get talking about Digimon.
I could sidetrack for Digimon. Ultraman Blazar and Ultraman Connection are coming to Fan Expo Canada. So if you're planning to go to that convention, or if you're just hearing about it now, they're going to have Ultraman stuff August 24th to 27th at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. They didn't really give too much details, but apparently there will be panels and there will be costumes on display, and apparently Blazar is going to be there. So expect Blazar's shenanigans.
The Blazar?
You can interact with the ancient caveman. Just don't scare him.
Exactly. If you scare him, you might snap you in half. But yeah, so if you're going to Fan Expo Canada, it's going to be some Ultraman.
That's really cool that they're doing this.
I love it. I love that they're doing a non-US event too. Like doing a Canadian event is great. So, cool stuff. SH Figuarts time. I missed a couple last week because we were so focused on Turtles that I completely ignored these. So we're going to go through them now. First of all, Ultraman Decker Dynamic Type, or Dynamic Type, depending on how you go with it. This is Decker's final form. I think it's his last form, because we got him in order this time.
Yeah,
we got Strong and Miracle, and now Dynamic. Or Dynamic. Dynamic is officially the name. It's not getting released outside Japan and Asia, though, so don't get too excited.
Not so what? Big shock.
You also see him with the sword, but don't get too excited. I think it came with another figure. Or does it come with this one? I'm not exactly sure. Spin Dash probably knows.
I haven't... Spin Dash! Help!
Did they not actually make Strong? Because I know they showed Strong.
Did they?
Okay, now we're
Is it one of those they showcase at a con, but it's one of those display-only figures? I'm so mad.
Oh, by the way, look at all the officially U.S. release stuff in the Decker category. Decker and 2 Figuarts minis and some little art stylized figures. Thanks, Tamashi. Makes us feel real included in this. Just giving you money. Decker Miracle. Oh, yeah, they didn't actually make Decker Strong. Never mind. For once, I would love Bandai to make forms in order. That's right, the sword was a tear phaser.
For some reason.
Because they love making you scavenger hunt for accessories. You also do get a new set of hands that allows Decker to do that forehead thing before he does the sweep to his beam. So, yeah. And technically, the thing is that with Decker Dynamic, we could have... I felt like we could have gotten him, because that Alien Metron being a retail release over here was cool. But then that's it. Like we're really slow on this. Like Kamen Rider's getting to the point where we're starting to get more figures, but Ultraman.
I mean, I'm hoping with the Bandai America deal, these will come out like because maybe the figures made before that deal. What's happened?
Yeah.
So hold on. Spin Dash body, 6 replacement wrists, left and right, replacement color timer red. Decker shield caliber set bonus part, replacement wrists, left and right for Decker flash type. For Dynamic's accessory.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Sounds pretty usual.
Welcome, Super Shag Boom.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Decker Dynamic. Next up, I went to the outro. Next up, sometimes I click over to the OBS window and it clicks to the next tab. Anyways, Mecha Frieza, who you can get from P Bandai US. Is he P Bandai? I forgot.
I think he is.
No, he's retail. Never mind.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
He's retail.
He's apparently retail because there's no USP Bandai page, I don't think. Let's go check, because I have P Bandai bookmarked. Woo. Oh, no, he is P Bandai US. They just don't have the link there.
Interesting.
Anyways, he's a worldwide same delivery item, so he's not shipping till April
of next year.
Yeah.
Not the Dragon Ball, Super Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's a Super Dragon Ball Z. He had a giant like barrel of missiles behind his back.
The fun part is he comes with a stand as well as a completely separate torso that you can plug the arms and legs into to make it look.
Does it have the cut in half trunks?
Yes, it does. It has the cut in half, and it's a. You have to. From what I understand, you have to take the arms and legs off and pop them onto this body.
But it doesn't actually split in half. It just has the seam line down.
Yeah, it just has the seam line and the slight. It has the slight sliding thing going on. It looks really cool. Here's a dynamic shot with Trunks. I think it's impressive that they even included the alternate torso. It's funny because it's not as bad as when they did Emperor Palpatine and they gave you every alternate part except for a set of arms. And you're like, why isn't this just two figures? This at least it's like, okay, you're using most of the other figure.
Did Bandai make a Fuse Zamasu figure art?
I think they did.
At least specific is monster form. Like
they didn't make the monster form.
Big old arm.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was only in Dragon Stars. It was the first.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do monster Fuse Zamasu. I want that has the same effect piece where it's Trunks crotch to head sort of.
Because I know they did Fuse Zamasu, but they didn't do the monster form where he needs to get split. So I don't think they did at least.
I remember. I remember there was I think it was I want to say it was canceled it only came out limited back when Bandai America did Dragon Ball Figure 3 in 2009. Like that was the Ultimate Figure series.
Yeah,
they had these was it the Power Booster gimmick figures? I remember.
Oh, they did make him with the big mom. Did they make? Okay, see, I'm confused now. I'm getting mixed responses from the chat.
Zamasu corrupted. I'm looking this up.
Yeah, look up the figure.
Real
quick for Psychos and everybody. The thing is that what I'm noticing with Frieza is that here the
they did.
The arms,
they did do figure arts of
the arms are there's no articulation in these shoulders. It's from the biceps
what it is
down.
is this regular one, and like you can add the corrupted weird gross.
It's like as body part swaps.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. So it was 2 in 1. So I only ever saw the pictures of the regular form. Okay.
Oh, that's not surprising.
I put in Steam chat the big bad link.
All right, let me. Now we're gonna find out if opening Discord to get that link is gonna kill the stream. We're gonna find out.
Honestly, that's surprising. Bandai doesn't like doing you can make both forms usually in the Dragon Ball figure arts.
All right, yeah. They did do that. Look at that.
Yeah, never forget to build a Gohan wave of superheroes. But as I was saying, I remember back in the day, Bandai America did the Power Booster gimmick figures during 2009 for their Dragon Ball line. And there was not sure it was canceled or it was like limited release Frieza, where you can have him be normal Frieza, then you can pop on the Mecha Frieza parts. But his gimmick was there's a lever on his back that you push down the lever. He literally just comes apart. Like not in half, but his limbs just fall off of him. Like a Mr. Potato Head kind of thing.
Yeah, sorry about the YouTube chat not having links, guys. I can't. It's just I've checked my settings. It's nothing on my end.
YouTube's just weird.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, in case you have SH Figuarts Ultraman Tiga and it's starting to degrade with the rubber, you want it to degrade faster? Here's Glitter Tiga.
You just blow on it and it just like crumbles into pieces.
I mean, we're talking gold paint syndrome at this point. This is a figure that already has massive QC problems with its rubberized torso. Yeah, sure, let's slap gold paint on it.
Also, that's pretty weak paint. Like, because when I think of Glitter Tiga, I think of like some of the vinyl figures where it's just like piss yellow. So like that is like it looks just like someone like put like a very light bronze coating over him.
Oh, and of course, because Tamashii is obsessed with making us buy every figure, you can also get the startup effect for Tiga's beam with this. God, could you imagine if Bandai just made everything in one figure for once?
I know, right?
I tell you how jumbled my mind is. That my mind when hearing Tiga didn't do the Tiga theme song, but instead did Kuga's theme song, but changed Kuga with Tiga.
Well, like it's just like Tiga,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Tiga,
Tiga. That's exactly what my brain was doing right now.
Is it like every time you hear Ultraman 80?
Yeah, basically.
And then you always hear the sirens, and I blew out Wheels' speakers.
For those curious, this is going to be exclusive to the Tamashii Nation 2023 event. So it's an event exclusive. Check with your local middleman, because they ain't giving any of this to us. Hey guys, does anybody like Black Sun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, did you know that they're making another variant of Black Sun? This is the first Henshin version.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, they gave him red oranges paint.
Okay. I never thought that was a
necessary variant.
Could you just?
It looks pretty though. I gotta say.
I guess if you don't want to mess it up with your own paint.
Yeah, you could just paint it yourself.
I thought the main figure art did have that detail, but I guess now
it doesn't have. It's the red glow from right after the transformation.
Honestly, I was surprised they just didn't have like the dust effect, like the smoke effect around him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't come with the Amazon exposed smoke effects. The Amazons. Otherwise, he seems to be the same figure. He looks really good, but yeah, I will say, Psychos, I agree too. This is a great exclusive, right? Because a lot of the exclusives lately have been, here's this new character, like Seiho D-End was exclusive to the same event.
The worst exclusive where it's like, oh, character everybody wants only limited for a few thousand.
Oh yeah, and Hellfire's reminding me how they didn't make the Amazon Omega Origin, even though it was just a repaint of Sigma.
I'm surprised they haven't done a figure of his Kaijin form yet. That was like half the show.
Yeah, that was the first, that's the one I was talking about, the Kaijin form for Amazon Omega. It was
physical for Black Sun.
Oh, for Black Sun, yeah. That I'm imagining those are coming at some point. That and Shadow Moons, like the actual like bug forms. On that note, here is the Kamen Rider O's Taja Dull Combo final episode version, which comes with big ass wings, and I think this is the coolest exclusive out of all three of them. This is definitely the coolest one. Again, not a necessity for characters, but look at those wings, guys.
And then you get NECA gargoyle flashbacks.
Yes, I will never buy this because I have NECA gargoyles that have bigger wingspans than this. This still is smaller than a gargoyle wingspan, you know? Wow. The other cool part is it does come with the, what is that? 7 purple medals.
Does it get the broken medal?
Yeah, it does come with the broken medal. It does not come, it doesn't come with the claw feet, which sucks because that'd be nice. But yeah, it does come with the cracked metal. It's not like a fully split in half because it'd be too small. And a special stand. It looks really, really cool. It does. It really does. Those wings. Does he not come with
the claw feet?
He does not come with the claw feet, nor the regular smaller wings. He just comes with the big ones. So you still need the retail one if you want all the accessories. But look at that; it's beautiful. Cool. You guys want to talk about Gotchard?
Sure, we can actually talk about it because
we can actually talk about it. It's finally legal to talk about Gotchard. We have.
I also guess my disappointment in the world also some aspect of the show. So
yep, we will talk about this too. All right, so Gotchard is official. This is the new Kamen Rider show starting on what is it? What is the date it starts?
September 4th. September 9th.
September. No, wait. The press conference was on the 8th, 9th. I actually don't know when it starts. Anyways, someone will correct in the comments. September 4th. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the toys. Before we get into anything, I do want to say I'm not going to talk about the toys.
September 2nd.
September 2nd, okay. I'm not going to talk about the toys because the toys are starting to get really chaotic as the Discord chat. I should probably switch it from... It's currently themed to Geats with Desire Grand Prix. I should probably just start calling it Kimmy Card Chaos or something. Oh,
yeah,
that's good. I should write that down right now. before I forget.
Exactly.
Chemi Card Chaos, because it's intense. I look at the chat and I read the Discord chat for Gotchard, and I'm like, I'm not doing this, but everyone's having fun. So Kamen Rider Gotchard there. Here's our poster, which we've seen before. The official synopsis for the series is as followed. Super Shag's Boom Geeks hasn't ended yet. There's two episodes left.
Arc. I think there's in the final arc right now.
I think there's 2 or 3 episodes left.
Two or three, yeah.
We just got 47 this week, so 48 and 40. There's 2 left, I think. We're almost done. Tokusatsu Cosplay got a box of Series 00. Congrats. Let's see. Oh god, the Legend Rider cards have the same barcodes as their Decade cards. Oh my god.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's really cool, actually. Yeah. And Peacemaker welcome to chat. Peacemaker said Soto Gotchard 1 is sold out on Toku Electric probably because of including cards. Yeah, we're gonna get off the cards and onto the show because it's already.
I would say the Gotcha toy line gave me massive Mega Force toy line flashbacks where everything comes with a card.
Welcome to the chat. No hacks. No hacks said wait and see what would happen with the cards. Personally, I'm just gonna avoid it because I live through Atmon chips. I can't do this again. I will cheer everybody on best I can and watch it from afar.
You need to do epic narration voice for reading the synopsis.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on the spot here.
Here we go. The key to the story is the artificial light forms called Chemi, created by collecting the best alchemy techniques. There are 101 chemis in total, made to imitate all things that exist in this world, such as grasshoppers and SLs, also known as trains. Also, they are stored in a card called the Ride Chemi card. However, the chemi should have been carefully stored, jumped out of their cards, and were released upon the world. Now our hero, Hotaru Ishinose, is entrusted with becoming Kamen Rider Gotchard after accidentally getting caught up in the incident. Now his mission is to collect the chemi to release into the world. Chemi are meant to become the companions to humans if they resonate with individuals possessing good hearts. As proof, Hotaru can load the hopper and train chemi cards into the Gotchard driver to become Kamen Rider Gotchard. Whereas, when a chemi card resonates with an evil heart, it gives birth to monsters known as Malgam. Ultimately, chemi have the ability to be good or evil on the two sides of the same coin.
Gotta catch 'em all, Gotchard!
So there you go, there's my fancy... Yep. That was my fancy narration voice. I could keep that up for at least an hour.
Maybe that's why they made it 101 and not 151. They're like, that's a little too close to home if they did that.
I mean, it's a Mon series, like a technical.
Collector K9 says the Legend Rider cards for the Deca driver was K2 Izo making customs. Okay, thanks for the clearing up. We always miss details eventually. We all end up using details. So yeah, and for those wondering why the article uses Hotaru as Hotaro instead of the Houtaru because Taru, because okay, look, phonetically there's no point to the extra U's. It's a personal translation choice, and I helped write this article. So
you did.
Remember, we are Americans that speak in the English language.
I mean, beyond that, I just think that when you're translating, I think when you're translating from English to Japanese, Hotaru, whether it's written with 2 extra U's or not, does not change the pronunciation. So there's that. Okay, so on that, the series stars Junsei Motojima as Haruto Ichinose. He is a high school student supported by his mother when he works at their family restaurant. He seems nice. He has hobbies outside of just being a Kamen Rider, which is great. I know originally, Tokusatsu Cosplay, you're right, with the accent line above the O's. That is actually more correct. Good call. But anyways, this is, our main character is from Kamen Rider. He's in high school, but I don't think the show isn't set in a high school like Forze.
Like, he's a high school student.
He's a high school student.
I don't think the main theme is high school.
The theme isn't high school. He's just a high school student. It's kind of like how Kirame Red. Is it set in a high school? Because it didn't look set in a high school.
I might be a Forza thing where there's secretly alchemy.
Well, because the thing is, like, Rin Kudo, who is his friend, you know, she's our female lead here, is a top-tier student at the high school and within the Alchemy Academy. Like, the Alchemy Academy and the high school are separate things from what I understand. The Alchemy Academy's in the basement.
Just don't mind the magical people in the basement. Just ignore them.
Okay, I hate when they do that. It made so much more sense when Forza had a moon base that they could magically go to. Anyway, so she's involved with the main story and the Kimmy cards. The secondary, he's not the writer yet, but he's like the secondary transformation guy. Valvarad. He is going to be...
He's a rival, machine chaser, rival man.
His name is Spanner Kurogane, a serious and stern warrior that is an Alchemy Academy graduate. He is a high-ranking alchemist. What's really funny to me about the show is that alchemy is a big theme, and then I look at the writer and I don't get the alchemy theme.
That's the thing. Why I think I like the alchemy theme a lot because we haven't really
it's new. I like the alchemy theme. It's just like when you look at Wizards like, I do magic, and you look at him and I'm like, that's a wizard. This guy's like, I do alchemy, and I'm like, you look like a Yu-Gi-Oh character. It's not gelling for me yet.
I mean, cards, to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to draw Monster Cardo.
Yep.
Monster Cardo!
I think with the secret school in the basement, I honestly think it would have been even funnier if it, it would have worked even better for me if it was just, this school teaches alchemy, and then there was like a secret base within that was like where the Kamen Rider works. Having like, here's normal ass high school, and then you don't go to the sub level, or else you'll find the alchemy school.
Not imagine.
That's the part. That's the part that gets me. Is like, I'm like, does no one accidentally wander down there?
No, just imagine. The only reason Holter was in this in the first place, he just randomly like went downstairs to go pick up like the broom to clean up the classroom, and he ends up like falling into the alchemy class. Like, where am I?
Kamen JoJo wants a 40-year-old main writer. Go watch Black Sun.
I was just gonna mention that. Like, man, I'd love to see like a Yakuza old man type.
We got it in Black Sun because
if you want that,
because the problem is that they're always going to go younger. If
you want that, watch Tiger and Bunny. If you want that, watch Tiger and Bunny.
That's why I like Blazar right now.
Yeah, Ultraman's willing to have an older protagonist. Kamen Rider's like, nah, we still gotta get our target demographic to buy all the toys.
Yeah.
I need a character like Kotetsu again. Damn it.
Then there's these two people. I hope they have characters and personalities in full arcs, or they'll just be forgotten.
The girl with the iPad's giving me what's her name? The creepy girl from Forza.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
She's giving that vibes.
I do hope they do cool things because I do notice there's a lot of people in this show. I kind of liked how Geats had a smaller cast because. Like a smaller main cast and a lot of guest stars.
It has a main core cast, but then like rotating ensemble casts.
Yeah. The problem is when I start seeing this many people, I'm like kind of worried that a couple of them are just not going to do anything. We'll see. I kind of hope. Here's the villains, and this is here's the villains. I appreciate an all-female villain group. That doesn't happen hardly ever. I appreciate the lady on the right is continuing the Reiwa tradition started in Saber, that you bring back an Amazons cast member because she was part of the Amazons fighting force people. And then there's this 9-year-old. This 9-year-old who's playing a 100-year-old. This trope keeps coming up specifically in Toei stuff, and I think it's problematic, but it's also really boring.
Well, like, here's the thing. Like, look, this is a trope that is very anime, and like, well, it's also like weird in anime. It's at least animation and cartoon.
Exactly, I was just gonna say that. In anime, I'm willing to like.
I can at least I can at least let it slightly go in anime.
Exactly, in anime, right?
But what you're doing
in real life, no, right? Exactly.
You have to get a kid actor to do this, and it's
you said exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah,
it's also a really old, tired trope because we've seen it. A lot of older Sentai would have kids, but they were like the reincarnations, and then they grew them up at some point. I'm kind of like, I didn't like it in Ryu Soldier, especially because they kept doing a romance storyline with the 10-year-old in Ryu Soldier. And I don't. I don't like this.
I did not see Ryu Soldier.
Thank God, I never will.
Ryu Soldier is a show that is completely ruined for me because of Ryu So Gold and his 127-year-old sister that looks like a 10-year-old.
Like this is.
I will go back to saying that this trope is so old. Even Ninja Turtles Next Mutation did it.
Yep.
Because they had a kid that was like a 1,000-year-old vampire or something.
Like there's two things why this is like
Hana from Denno's different because she was aged down. Like the problem is this trope of like, here is an actor who is literally a child, but they're playing a character that's hundreds of years old. We kind of just did this with Geats too, because Baroba was 15 playing a lady from the future who's like 1,000 years old or whatever.
And like, you know, I see people point this out, like, so it's like the Watchdogs and Garo, like they're supposed to be creepy ghost children in Garo. Like, I don't mind that.
Those are literal ghosts. Yeah.
That's basically the creepy ghost.
It all depends on the context and how the storyline plays out. This could be played innocent, but like.
I look at those outfits and I hear the description. I get scared because there's two things. I'm scared of. One, the poor actress, because
they're a direct reference to the fates of Greek mythology. So no.
Yeah, they're supposed to be, but still, I don't remember the fates dressed like that.
Yeah.
Like
this is the other thing too is I gotta not to call out a chunk of the fandom, but oh my god, the fandom was weird about this.
No, call them out because it's gross. It's really gross.
There's a thing is like, I don't like being on Twitter. I do not like people on Twitter arguing about what the age of the young actress is when it was already confirmed it was a 9-year-old.
Like, and like, you know,
there's some sick people in the fandom. I gotta tell you,
it's like, and they should be in prison. I'm hoping, I really hope the actress it's treated fine because again, 9-year-old actress that is like, ugh, like
I mean, any actor in Japan isn't really getting treated nice, so that's already a problem. But
and again, the fan not even just the US side, but in Japan also just like. I would say this to people watching this, and if you see any people gawking at the little girl, please report them because they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a good chance those are really bad people. I'm not gonna say
it's a massive red flag. It's a massive
we can't say that YouTube will kill us, but please, for the safety, just report those people because nothing can go. This is
Zeltrax. If the chat filter is blocking you, it's probably because I made sure I have the chat restrictions so that way nothing pops up.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows what we're talking about. Again, if you see those people, report them because there are danger, actual danger.
Crimson flag. I like that term. Welcome, Kamen Rider 64. You came in at the most uncomfortable part of the Gotchard news.
Exactly.
Moving on. Hey, look. A Kamen Rider with a living mother. For now.
Okay, so can you explain I even seen people in the chat say
Saki, let's see. So Tamabe is played by Yoko Minamino. All right, let's look her up. We're gonna do some history. Here she is. She got her own Wikipedia page in English. She's very famous. I don't know if she's super famous, but she's famous. All right, so Subudan Deka the movie was the starring role. And you can see here's the poster, which is tiny because Wikipedia uploads the smallest image assets. You can see it was a high school set show, and she had a yo-yo. It's kind of famous, and it's been parodied a lot.
Deka is very, exactly. It's very well known.
It's based on a manga series. She was in there, and then there was a TV series that followed it. So there's also a TV
it had anime,
series.
toku, and everything.
Yeah, welcome, Don Don.
I don't know if that actress is the one I'm thinking of, though, unless she was the only one that played her.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. She's done a lot of stuff for Toei over the years. As you can see, her credits are lengthy. She's done a bunch of songs and albums. She's very well known.
If she's the one I'm thinking of, does it say she's Mormon? Because that was like one thing that like she wouldn't act on Sundays.
No mention of being
Okay,
Mormon.
so okay, that's another one I'm thinking of then.
Well, anyways, she's done a lot of stuff since for Toei, and so this is kind of her big return to Toei, which is pretty cool. I think it's great. Hope she survives. And then this is the father of Rin, the female lead.
I mean, look, if we continue the Kamen Rider trend of everyone must become the writer, like she needs to become a writer. Is all I'm saying. That's the case.
A writer with a yo-yo.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yes.
Neat. Writer with a yo-yo. So yeah, here we got Kanji Ishimaru playing Rin's father. I don't look up the newer actors because they've not been in anything, but let's look him up.
Is that a Volto's actor?
Okay,
or no?
Yeah, it's a different one.
No, this is a different guy.
Okay, he just
I think
looks
this is
like
his
him.
first Toku role, or at least his first like main Toku franchise role. Yeah, no, this is his first main Toku role. I think I don't see anything else. He's been in some stuff. He's been around. He was a stage actor as well. So cool. Then we've got okay. So they're so footnoted here. I don't think these two people should have characters. These are playing the history teacher and the classmate. This history teacher probably won't get to do stuff. This classmate is either going to be nothing or turn into a villain halfway through.
The class teacher becomes like the ultimate writer of the show. So
the dad is not Magi Yellow. But yeah, no, these two guys, they're either going to be almost nothing or very important suddenly. Like, I never expected Daichi to be a main villain in Geats, but here we are, okay? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's some good stuff. There's some cool stuff. I think the theme song is being done by Back-On, which is great.
Gonna get some build fighters on here.
Yeah, they did some songs for Geats that they didn't end up performing, but they're actually going to perform the theme song this time. So Hellfire says the classmate reads a manga that seems to be related to Gotchard's upgrade form. Maybe.
Is he gonna be Is he gonna be the Genki to Holtoro's Smiles?
Maybe. In the end, it premieres in September. I'm looking forward to it. I can't say I'm like super hyped.
I'm more interested now that I know what it is, but still I'm not like down for like Geats when that first came. Like now I was like interested in very. This is like all right. This looks like I don't say generic writer, but like nothing's like clicking with me.
Yeah.
With this,
the way I feel about it is I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm not expecting it to be.
I would say when the episode does come out, we will do a watch party with it probably in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll have to schedule a watch party for the Discord too.
I'm not even expecting to like it, Skeet. I'm just hoping to like it.
I think that's a good way to take it. Like I think I've been in the annual writer space long enough to kind of just go. If it doesn't excite me right away, I'm not going to try to like force an excitement, but I will still watch it.
It's not like Geats where that really.
Yeah, Geats grabbed me pretty good. 01 grabbed me pretty good, but yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm just not like I can't say I'm like super stoked about it, but I think it looks cool, and I'm interested to see how it develops. I'm not really going to have any like super critical things yet. With Muteki, we can figure that out in the Discord. So, who wants to talk about writer strikes?
Woo!
Okay, I know it's not the most exciting topic, but there was an update on the writer strike. First of all, there was a meeting last Friday, and the WGA and the AMPTP, which is the negotiating board for the studios, as well as the Writers Guild of America negotiating board. They have been on strike for 100 days and counting. It takes a long time for this stuff to happen because they had a meeting, was it a week ago Friday, they had a meeting. And the AMPTP essentially, hey, Kamen Jojo, yeah, you can join the Discord for the Soundout Discord protocol. There's a link in the description.
It's the first thing in the chat.
Yep, first thing in the chat. So go join us.
I mean, first thing in the description.
Yeah, description. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and join up. If anyone wants to join the Discord, we have the invite link. And if it doesn't work, let me know. I can change it and fix it up. So there was a meeting, and that meeting was basically the AMPTP said, "Oh, we want a press blackout. We should negotiate this in secret." And the WGA was like, "Okay." And then the AMPTP leaked the negotiation details to the press prior to that meeting, and the WGA was like, "Okay, cool. We're just going to tell you everything that happened in that meeting." And that meeting was basically the AMPTP continuing to stonewall the writers and not giving them any sort of way to negotiate. You can't negotiate if one side says this is what we want and the other side says rejected, no counteroffer. You have to counteroffer. That's how a negotiation works, right? The writers are going in trying to get everything they want. They know they can't get everything they want because it's a negotiation, right? That makes sense?
Right.
Yeah. So they had another meeting on Friday. This meeting resulted in, this is from the official, for those keeping track, this is the WGA on Strike website that they keep official updates for. If you are looking for news on these strikes for both WGA and SAG, they have their own dedicated websites. Follow what they're saying, because even with Variety and Deadline and Hollywood Reporter being very reputable sources for entertainment news, they are owned by people who are friendly with the AMPTP and will tend to skew the news in the AMPTP's favor. So keep that in mind, and that updates about the negotiations treated as rumors unless it's coming from WGA or SAG's websites. Cool. So this statement was the one released on Friday after the meeting. Dear members, your negotiating committee received a counter-proposal from the AMPTP today. We will evaluate their offer, and after deliberation, go back to them with the WGA's response next week. Sometimes more progress can be made in negotiations when they're conducted without a blow-by-blow description of the moves on each side and subsequent public dissection of the meaning of the moves. That will be our approach, at least for the time being, until there is something of significance to report, unless management uses the media or industry surrogates to try to influence the narrative. Essentially meaning that they're going to be working on this in secret. They are not going to be putting out the public move by move because they're doing negotiating moves. They kind of want to keep this behind closed doors. They will not, unless there's something significant they need to report on, like if there's some crazy new AI deal the studios propose that the writers don't like, or if the studio starts putting out false information and the WGA can counter it, because that has already been happening. The Guild always has the right to communicate with their members and will do so when we think there is news you need to know. In the meantime, continue to demonstrate your commitment by showing up at the picket lines for you, your fellow writers, SAG-AFTRA, fellow union members, and all those in our community who are impacted by the strikes. So this is essentially kind of where we're at, where the writers and the studios have gone into a preliminary negotiation. A counter-proposal's been given, and now they're discussing what to do about that proposal. And they're going to provide updates when it's relevant for people to know about them. So we will have to wait and see. The last time there was a writer's strike in 2007, the negotiations took 73 days. So we're still in it. Even if this gets negotiated in the same amount of time, we're still in it for another 73 days. So
yep,
that's where we're at.
Golly.
There's not really anything else to add to that, I don't think. There was another article that came out from Variety. I did confirm this is not, studio disinformation. SAG-AFTRA had been allowing indie productions to continue forward. Like, they've allowed them as long as... this is the longest writer's strike, I believe, in the Guild's history. So essentially, with the SAG-AFTRA was allowing indie companies to continue producing things. They are essentially using an exception that, WGA said, okay, if the studio agrees to the terms of the contract, then they can continue production. SAG was allowing that approvals to go through. Indie studios like A24 and such, not the big ones, because A24 was like, yeah, we accept all your terms, and they could keep going. But SAG-AFTRA announced that it will no longer grant these interterm agreements to independent projects because they've given permission for 207 independent projects, but the agreements support the strike because they involved independent producers who agreed to the union's demands, but they have caused considerable backlash within the union, and some members feel they undermined the strike's impact. So they're kind of pulling back from that, essentially. So that's kind of where we're at with the two strikes. To answer a question here, the Commodore 64 mentioned the writer's strike in 2007. Operation Overdrive or Jungle Fury weren't affected by it because they were not union productions. They were not WGA approved, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all the writers were, even the writers that weren't just New Zealand based. They still they weren't. They were. I think some of them were WGA later, but that was a non-union compliant production. Power Rangers was only union compliant for a couple of its seasons, so the writer's strike didn't affect it.
Was it only Time Force?
Time Force, Wild Force, Dino Fury, and Cosmic Fury, and Once and Always are the only union-compliant Power Rangers productions. And the two movies. The two movies were union compliant. 3 movies. Sorry, all 3 movies.
I say,
yeah.
I say.
I forget the 2017 movie exists. All 3 movies were union compliant, but then TV show wise, just Time Force, Wild Force, Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury. So because of that, you won't see Cosmic Fury actors promote Cosmic Fury if the strike is still going because of that. But you see people talking like I know the actor that played Ethan in Dino Thunder has been talking about Dino Thunder. That's fine. That wasn't a union production. I don't even think he's SAG. So.
Well, because is he New Zealand? Or
no, he was an American actor.
Okay.
I think they can technically promote the toys, but I think that would be crossing a line a bit.
Well, that's a whole. I know Josh was having a discussion with this in his live stream yesterday, but I know that's a whole other thing, and I don't think toys count.
I don't think either. Because reviews don't count as marketing.
Yeah, that's a whole. Toys are a whole separate department. Yep.
Oh wow! The Miss Marvel MCU legend has the moving bracelet.
Well, actually, it's like an actual separate piece.
Is that the new Marvels one, or is that the Disney Plus one? Because I have the Disney Plus one. I don't remember that, but that's cool. Yeah, the rules are tricky and they're hard to navigate sometimes. But for me, it doesn't.
It's kind of hard to not talk about the show where you literally have to see the show's name when you talk about the toy.
Yeah. And I think that's... Oh, so there's a Disney Plus one. Okay, I'll have to check that later. The thing with... there's a fine line between review and promotion, right? Like, for example, a review is saying, I reviewed this movie or toy or show.
Promotion will usually say...
Promotion is saying, you should go see this on this day at this time kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, or if they're on this, they'll say, this is a sponsored content, right, blah, 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 and all this stuff.
And for me, especially because of the strike, I'm not promoting anything. I'm just reviewing things and discussing news. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, which is the difference between promotion and just analysis and review. I'm doing reporting and reviewing. That's different than I'm not saying go do this, go do that kind of thing. I might be getting if I get a package from the Massiveverse people, that's promotion because they sent it to me to advertise. So that's the difference between, if you buy something and review it, that's not promoting it because you bought it. You're just giving your opinion on it. So does everyone want to talk about Disney? Because
the mouse.
This is going to kill their company. Disney announced a price increase for Disney Plus and Hulu. This is ridiculous. I cannot actually even comprehend why they did this.
So how much is it now?
Okay. So for those wondering, the ad-supported tiers aren't changing price. The ad-free tiers, Disney Plus will increase from $10.99 to $13.99 a month.
That is like $10.
That is a 20% increase.
Like $10 when that happened. That was like but it, at least
they went from
understandable at least.
Yeah, they went from like $8.99 to $10.99, and they added a bunch of shows. Right? They added a bunch of shows, and they're like, hey, we got more stuff on here. Okay, we're going from $10.99 to $13.99 a month at the end of October after Loki is done. Or I think it's like in the middle of Loki. And guess what the next Marvel show is after Loki? Echo. And then there's no Marvel shows until 2024. And then also there's no Star Wars shows probably till 2024. Because of the strike, they're delaying everything anyways.
When's Ahsoka coming out?
Ahsoka's starting next week.
Oh, next week? Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is that the ad, I don't like ads on anything I'm paying for. If you have ads, I want it to be free. That's my thing. The ad-supported tier is, it's good. But they are clearly pushing people to go for the ad-supported tier because it's cheaper. And they make money on that. Now, the thing is, and I say this, and a lot of people have said this, including SAG and WGA, if you are going to be focused on an ad-supported platform, then it's very easy to determine the revenue share. Because one of the discussions with the residuals in terms of the strikes is that, how do you divide this $12 a month you get from a consumer amongst all the people that money go through? And the thing is that, yeah, it's hard to determine that. Everyone gets that. But if you have ads, you know how much money is being made from the ads and how much viewership the show is making and how much money is being made from the ads on that show. Therefore, you can divide it up like you would do TV residuals. So that's where this comes into a complication. I think jumping the price now is the worst time. 6 months ago, sure.
This is very tone deafy.
It's very tone deaf, like almost everything Disney is doing, which is what we'll get into as well. I think this is a mistake because for me, I'm like, okay, so after I watch Loki and then watch Echo, there's nothing for several months. Why should I keep my Disney Plus if it's going to be $14 a month? I kept it all year round because it's $10.99 and, I watch stuff on it occasionally. But if I'm watching stuff, but if I'm not watching anything and there's nothing new coming out, why should I have it?
That's a money bleeding your account there.
Personally speaking, I'm going to start rotating streaming services because once Lower Decks finishes airing on, starts next month, once it finishes airing, I have no reason to keep Paramount Plus because there's nothing until Discovery Season 5.
That's what I've been doing is I recently resubscribed to Paramount Plus because of Earthspark. And I'm probably going to keep it for a bit because me and my friend are binging through 2003 Turtles, so you have to get the DVD set yet.
Yeah, I don't even need Paramount for Turtles anymore.
So, but like once we finish 2003 Turtles, I probably unsubscribe because I have the complete set for the 2012 series, for example. Yeah,
going through this too, with this going to $13.99 a month. Oh, sorry, that was not a 20% increase. That was a 27% increase. Adding along with this, Hulu is increasing from $14.99 a month, which is already too much, to $17.99 a month.
Mateki, yes, it's cheaper than Netflix. At least the least that gives some credit to Netflix. They usually have some content. Every month.
Yeah, Netflix has a new movie and a new show every week, and even if you don't watch it, they're still adding stuff to it. Hulu, though, at $17.99 a month with a 20% increase, I believe that is the most expensive streaming service right now. Because that makes it more expensive than Max.
And Hulu, like Hulu, I think I like, but it's that prices are maddening for.
I will also say Hulu does not work on Android TVs well. It is the glitchiest app. Like watching Hulu on an Android TV, every fourth episode it glitches out and won't play it. Why would I pay $17.99 a month for that?
Hulu, like Hulu's. I think honestly, I thought Paramount Plus had the worst interface. I remember Hulu being awful.
Hulu is awful. Now, here's the thing that's interesting, okay? I think what they're trying to do is push people into two camps. One, ad-supported tier if you just want Disney Plus or Hulu. But if you have both, they want you to buy the bundle. Because there will be a new bundle of, and this is nice because the old bundle was Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN. I never want the ESPN part. There's a new bundle for no ads, Disney Plus and Hulu, $19.99 a month. So the thing is, first of all, I can't quite comprehend this decision. First of all, it's a bad headline, it's bad PR, it's tone deaf. We all agree on that, right? Mm-hmm. Second of all, they've taken stuff off of both services recently, so that's not even like the values there.
Like a lot, like not even like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Third, now there's a option that you can get both services for $19.99. Currently, I have Disney Plus ad-free at $10.99 and the Hulu ad-free at $14.99. I'm spending $25 a month. Now Disney's like, here, bundle option for $19.99. Cool. Now I spend $5 less? So you're increasing the prices. And I was like, maybe I'm going to cancel. But now I'm like, well, maybe I'll just keep both. Or maybe I'll just stick to just Disney Plus, you know? I can't quite figure out what I want to do because I can't quite understand why the bundle is that much cheaper. It's like, oh, you want to spend $6 more, you get Hulu. Or do you want to spend $2 more and get Disney Plus? It doesn't quite make any actual business sense to me. Because normally, you know, if everything's increasing, why is there now a cheaper bundle for both that's cheaper than what I'm currently paying for? So I'm not exactly sure what their game is here. But I will say, if they're going to be focusing on... They said that they wanted to... They said this in their earnings call. That they want to push people... Oh, you were muted again.
I was going to say, what you're talking about, the price increase, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Cord cutters.
Yes.
It seems like it's less and less feasible to cord cut now because everything's increasing to the price cable would be anyways.
And you can get a good internet deal with cable now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, way to regress.
Yeah, we've regressed bad. The thing is that I think a lot of people are understanding, and the strikes have brought in a lot of attention to this. Streaming was the biggest mistake Hollywood ever made. Everybody putting
so hard.
Everybody putting all their chips in the streaming basket ruined the industry.
Because I think streaming is a good idea, but the way how they've been handling it is poorly, and they should, and all these companies should not. I think the biggest sign of the problem with streaming is every single company thinking they can do their own streaming platform. I mean, it's really, and
that's all Disney's fault.
Exactly.
Everybody followed Disney.
My God. Yep.
Realistically, I think Disney Plus, Netflix, Max, and Paramount are enough, and then you can make the deals with one of those, like probably Max or Netflix to get your show. But then when you have Peacock or Apple TV or
I was going to say, Spin Dash brought up a good point. Streaming was great when it was Netflix for movies, Hulu for TV, and maybe 1 or 2 niche services like Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Yep. Like,
it makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but like every single company doing their own streaming platform is what causes downfall.
Oversaturation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
You're stretching people thin because
because they've been losing so much money, they've canceled shows, taken shows off. They've removed shows. They've slowed down their output because they have less shows coming because of the strikes. So, what's the point of keeping everything month to month?
Mm-hmm.
And streaming has killed movie theaters. If it wasn't for Barbie, movie theaters might have died this year, because a lot of people look at movies and go, "Oh, I'll just wait till it hits streaming." Oh, that's a Disney movie. I don't need to go see it in theaters. It'll be on Disney Plus. I'll just wait.
Yeah, the only exceptions are big main properties like Spider-Man or Mario.
Yeah, and Barbie.
You can't. Yeah, and you can't. Even TMNT that's doing pretty well, but not as
There's
big.
There's a chunk of people that are just going to wait for that thing to hit Paramount Plus.
Yep. Yeah, and people think, oh, movie theaters are not dying. Look at the numbers of Mario and Barbie and Spider-Man. You just answered your own question. It's Mario, Barbie, and Spider-Man.
Those 3 movies are the ones that made. Yeah, they made the year. Without those, this would have been one of the worst years of movie history.
And
adding to that,
bomb heavily.
And adding to that it is a proliferation of sequels, because people, Barbie, Mario, Spider-Verse all felt fresh for people, whereas even Oppenheimer felt fresh for people. Flash, Mission Impossible 7, Fast X, all this other stuff.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. And Zeltrax, SAG and WGA haven't called for a consumer boycott. I'm not calling for it either. I'm just I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay $18 a month for Hulu. That's where I'm at.
No one's
And I will say, if you guys want to keep paying $18 a month for Hulu, I don't care either. Personally, I just don't want to do it.
I think a lot of extremists on Twitter are acting like this, but no actor or writer is telling you to cancel your subscriptions. Don't watch it. No, they're.
Because they still need their stuff to be successful to show their value to these.
They need to get
to these dumb companies that don't understand it. Yeah.
They want to get paid. These actors and writers, the only reason why they can't promote the stuff is legal reasons. That's why.
Because you shouldn't promote something you're on strike for.
That'd be kind of hypocritical. Hypocritical, wouldn't it?
Now, the thing I do want to add to this conversation is we're looking at the prices from a business perspective, right? And and like I know there's like families that want to watch
Zeltrax,
stuff.
Zeltrax,
I think you've said that about 6 times. You're good. We understand that. Don't worry about it.
No one's telling you to cancel your subscription. I'm keeping all my subscriptions because I watch shows.
I've never said cancel subscription. I'm saying this is how I'm doing it. Let me make this.
We're just analyzing it.
Let me stop you for a moment. Zeltrax, if you post about your family wanting to complain about shutting it off, again, I'm going to have to shadow ban you because it's filling the chat with too much repetition, okay? So we got it. Your family won't let you cancel it. That's fine, okay? We're all good, all right? We're going to keep moving forward. Your family's a good example, but you only need to give the example once, not multiple times. Just so the chat stays a little bit cleaner here. Okay, but anyways, the point is, we can get back on track because we can go through all the examples of how Hollywood's falling apart. The price increase doesn't make sense, right? So this is where I'm saying it doesn't make sense, is because they're like, let's increase the individuals, but then offer a bundle that's cheaper than what's currently available. But why would you not be trying to push people to spend more money? That doesn't really make any sense here. Welcome, Infinite. The thing is that then Disney talks about how they want the $7.99 Disney Plus or $7.99 Hulu ad supported as their main thing. Again, then pay your people. That's my thought.
I'm honestly surprised they just haven't combined the two at this point.
That's the part I wanted to mention, okay? The new tiers and prices will take effect in October, while the new Disney Plus and Hulu ad-free bundle will begin September 6th. Remember, both apps will merge in this fall while the services will still remain separate. This is something they have said, and I don't understand what that means. What do you mean they're going to merge but also stay separate?
Like, it's just like a Funimation Crunchyroll thing, but also not at the same time. I don't understand.
See, the problem is Disney owns a majority stake in Hulu, but they do not own Hulu. There is still non-Disney stuff, Disney-owned stuff on Hulu. So it was all the Disney-owned stuff from Hulu going into... I love Nerdist. That's why I picked Nerdist's article. Thanks for pointing it out, Thelma. Nerdist's article was the unrelated photo Disney. That's why I picked their article for this.
It's so weird because... on international places, some stuff exclusive to Hulu here are on
there is
Disney
no
Plus.
Hulu internationally. Yeah, this is just a U.S. Canada.
I know, like Bleach, the Bleach 1000-Year War anime. That's on Disney Plus on other everywhere else, everywhere else but the U.S. I'm pretty sure Futurama.
Because Disney Plus has a feature overseas called Star, and that's where all like the Hulu type stuff exists. The thing is that they're merging together, but the apps will stay separate. Says to me they're going to take all the Disney-owned stuff from Hulu and put it into Disney Plus. But then there'll still be 2 separate apps because you have all the non-Disney stuff. But they've never clarified that. They keep saying the words. Both will merge in the fall, but they will stay separate. That's a contradiction.
Like, really, just put all the stuff you own on Hulu and just put on Disney Plus. I never understood the reason why those Hulu shows, like the Disney-owned Hulu shows exist, because what's the point? Because
they were trying to separate the brand until Chapek was like, we're just going to add parental controls for everything that's adult thing.
So, like, for example, I know, like, Futurama, like, Hulu ordered those new episodes, but that's still under Disney technically, because I think
because they own Fox, because that was a Fox acquisition, right?
Yeah,
it's weird because like Simpsons is on Disney Plus, but yet everything else Fox is on. It's what it is that I want them to just give us a list of what is merging over. It doesn't make much sense. Okay,
or any of the Marvel like stuff on Hulu.
I don't know why Cloak and Dagger and MODOK are still hanging out only on Hulu.
Or Hitmonkey, it's like...
Yeah. Well, the Hitmonkey, they took the Marvel branding off, so...
Even though it was a Marvel... I never said that. That's a Marvel property.
So I'm just going to leave this image up because I think this is appropriate. There's another thing happening. Disney Plus is getting taken away from some countries. They haven't specified yet, but they're going to remove Disney Plus from lower-performing countries. So they're saying streaming is the future while rolling back on it. They're saying streaming is the future while raising the prices, while also offering cheaper options. While also saying, we don't have enough money to pay the writers and actors. They're asking for too much. We don't have enough money. When they're constantly talking about their billions of dollars they make a year.
Here's the thing, like, when the countries they're removing, is it because they're just Disney Plus didn't do well in those countries, or is it because those are very
They haven't even said they
low
haven't even
income?
said they haven't even said what countries they are yet, so we have no idea.
God, I have some jokes to make about that.
Go for it.
Yeah,
we only have a few $1 billion. How can we pay you? I mean, come on, I'm already vacationing in the north of France. Jeez.
Yep.
I'm poor.
I like how we're talking about this. I just got email from Disney Plus saying, "Get Disney Plus and Hulu Disney bundle, dual for only $9.99 a month."
Yep.
I just got the email now. They're
watching my God.
So here's something I wanted to add as well, and this is I appreciate Nerdist. Okay, they're not perfect, but I appreciate them. Nerdist had a segment here. The image is great, but the surrounding image saying, with its estimated 150 million subscribers as of September 2022, a $3 per month increase for premium subscribers could net as much as 450 million more per month. In 2022, Disney had an ad revenue of 7.4 billion, which contributed to a total of revenue of 84.7 billion that year. Lest you fear Disney has been losing money in 2023, Quarter 1 2023 was the company's largest on record, with 23.51 billion. Quarter 2 tied for the second highest ever, along with Quarter 1 2022 at 21.82 billion. And according to Reuters, Disney CEO Bob Iger's new contract, which he signed in July, could net him as much as 5 times his base salary and annual incentive bonus. His previous contract gave him $27 million per year in total compensation. Why am I sharing all of these revenue and salary numbers? Well, it's interesting to see what weak box office means to a company like Disney. Disney, who still managed to bring in $55 billion in revenue in 2022 from media and entertainment. It may be only extra $3 a month out of your pocket for Disney Plus and Hulu, but look where it's going and know who it's actually benefiting. And that's the biggest thing I think that comes down to this, is that, yeah, they're asking for more money, and where does the money go? Into a company that already is making billions in revenue.
How many movies bombed that are Disney films this year?
Little Mermaid underperformed. Indiana Jones pretty much bombed. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania bombed. Guardians did okay. Elemental technically bombed, but it kind of limped across the... I think it's almost at 500 million.
Elemental's weird because...
Elemental had legs.
Yeah, like, it's so weird. That film was underperforming like hell, and then somehow it rose back up somehow?
Yeah. And this is the interesting thing, too, is that now there's discussion of, like, and LPS just brought this up, this is actually where I was going, now there's rumors that Apple wants to buy Disney, and that Bob Iger's totally ready for it to happen. And the thing is, I used to be like, oh no, Disney won't sell. Because currently Disney is the independent studio of the big studios. You know? Like, they're not owned by...
AT&T,
they're not an AT&T or an NBC... NBC Universal's owned by Comcast, and Apple's a tech company, Amazon's a shopping site, all that stuff. And Netflix technically is a tech company.
Well, Amazon is with frick, what are they with? MGM. Amazon
bought MGM, yeah.
Yep.
You can't, like Will mentions, you can't sell Disney. It's too big. The current rumor is that Bob Iger's going to split off Fox and Hulu and chunk off a bunch of the company and then sell the rest of it to Apple. And I think that would be the dumbest thing they could ever do, because Disney is not a company.
That's why I can see it happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's the dumbest thing they can do. That's why you can see it happening, right? Because they aren't making smart decisions.
Genuine question.
Yes.
Do you think Disney regrets buying Fox?
Oh, absolutely. They spent way too much money on it, and it generated them no money from... They hurt... Their business outlook hurt on that.
Because no matter what people say, I'm pretty sure Disney, didn't get... I think they're fine. Even though they didn't probably make the money back when buying Star Wars, it still gained them a lot of money.
Yeah, they've made a lot of money between theme parks and movies and shows and merchandise.
But with Fox, I have not seen anything that was a Fox thing give them back the money.
Avatar got them money, but not that much money. Avatar didn't make back the Fox purchase.
Which Avatar are we talking about?
Avatar, the Way of Water.
Way of Water, not the Last Airbender.
Yeah. And they shelled a bunch of stuff. And the thing is, for anyone wondering, they never bought Fox. They never bought Fox for the Marvel rights. That was never ever going to make them enough money.
That's a bonus.
That was a bonus. They wanted it for the Hulu. They wanted, actually, the main reasons was they wanted the Fox library, they wanted control over Avatar since they have a theme park land for Avatar, and then they have, and then they wanted the chunk of sorry, my brain shut down. They wanted Fox's chunk of Hulu. That was what they wanted.
It's like when they bought Fox. Funny enough, Fox Kids. They didn't buy for Power Rangers. They bought the program.
They bought
to
the
make
Fox
into
Family
ABC.
Network. Yeah, they bought a network and a library from it.
Mm-hmm. To make ABC Family. It's a similar thing there, and I think that made them more money than the Fox deal.
Because it didn't cost as much. The thing is that Bob Iger was known as the guy who would make deals, and I think that he just wanted to make one last deal before retiring. But now he's back, and I think it's
kind of funny that once he came back, everyone went. We all thought Bob Iger was going to at least improve Disney from Bob Chapek. Nope.
That's the thing that's really, really, I think, kind of a sign of where Disney is as a company, is because Iger was supposed to come in and fix things. Reminder, everybody, he was the one that put Chapek in charge. He was supposed to come fix things, and then he was supposed to be out, but then now he's staying longer. Like, he just didn't renew his contract. And I'm like,
was Bob Iger meant to be just a temporary?
He was supposed to be temporary and find somebody new.
Because I'm assuming it was like how Miyamoto temporarily became the president of Nintendo when Iwata passed away before Doug Bowser.
It was just to be somebody in charge while they find a replacement. That didn't go according to plan. And I think, Infinite brings a good point. Disney, Hindenburg crashing into the Titanic levels catastrophe for the film industry. Yeah, because the thing is, if Disney goes down, we're screwed. It's not like to say that like Disney's a perfect company that does no wrong, and this is the first road bump. No, they've had a ton of. I've talked about this before. Like they've had a lot of problems. But the thing is Disney, as a company, has stayed independent of these big tech buyouts. That they have had a line of succession from CEO to CEO that has been. The person picks the next job, not the tech company works with this. The problem is that Disney has fallen into the same trap that Warner Brothers and Paramount and Fox and all the other studios fell into, which was following Wall Street. The thing that I think that a lot of these studios have completely forgotten is that you don't get into the film business to make money. You don't get in the film business to show profit growth. You get into the film business because you want to make movies. And for people that aren't creative people and they have money, they want to be part of that conversation. Like, look, this is the thing I produced. This money I spent made this thing. Aren't you proud of it? But it feels like we've come to a point where a lot of these CEOs and executives don't even watch the movies they produce. They don't know what they have. They don't understand why it has any importance. And all they're chasing is that Wall Street high of showing profit growth every quarter.
I mean, I know it's a totally separate thing, but look how they treat their Disney Channel programs horribly. AKA a footnote for them, even though they get.
To a good point, it's because they wanted to go to Disney Plus. They moved everything to Disney Plus and tried to kill the Disney Channel essentially.
I'm pretty sure the reason why the Owl House got canceled is because of the whole Disney Plus thing. Yep. For example.
I agree with Zeltrax. Wall Street does need a reality check, but here's the thing to remember about Wall Street. Wall Street's just a fake little game of people playing money. Okay? I think we all forget how the GameStop stock situation of 2020 went?
Oh God. I remember that.
You remember when a bunch of common average people did leverage buyouts of stock they played a Wall Street game that only the insiders knew about. Someone figured it out, everybody repeated it, and everybody made a bunch of money off GameStop stock and saved the company from getting taken over. Because Wall Street is just a game. It's just a game of numbers at the end of the day.
It is.
And it's really easy to disrupt it as well.
I don't think it's probably the same thing, but it reminds me of the great Pokemon card thing.
It's a similar concept. Like where a market only exists because someone says that's worth that much, and then someone tries to counter it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's also remember that the Wall Street Journal is full of 70-plus-year-old men, probably.
Yeah.
Right
No, a lot of Wall Street people are old. It's a lot of young, rich people trying to make money, and then most Wall Street brokers are, you don't go into Wall Street and trade stock yourself. You usually get a broker. That's just how you have to do it. I like Muteki's ideas on how to fix Disney. In general, I do say that with the Wall Street thing, the reason why it doesn't work for the film industry is because the entire industry is based on a gamble. And you're supposed to go, all right, I'm going to spend this amount of money on this movie. And then this movie is going to go to theaters. And then I get this percent, that person gets that percent, this person gets this percentage. And then eventually you see if you can turn a profit. And you never do. It's a kind of a money game. But you're supposed to be doing it for the sake of a movie. The old studio format was make 10 movies and hope one of them hits to make up for the losses on the other 9. Nowadays, the studios want to make only hit movies. And they're trying to engineer hit movies, which is not how movies end up being hit movies.
They try to make the next big blockbuster that revolutionized the industry or whatever.
There's certainly a formula for this. No,
there isn't. There never has been. Do you think that anybody expected Barbie to be the second biggest movie of the year?
No. Because it was a toy. It's really not it's not into the film, but it's more just it's a toy film technically.
Yeah,
it's made to sell a product technically.
Exactly.
Like I want to play the Seymour the Seymour clip of "Am I out of touch?"
Oh yeah, no, it's children who are wrong.
all of these studio executives are out of touch. Bob Iger. I saw this interesting article today. I was trying to find it again and I couldn't find it. But the thing is that the problem is with like the way Bob Iger's been handling himself lately. Is that Disney used to be that one that people rallied behind. They're like, oh, hey, we love Disney. And it's because, and at the end of the day, it's why Disney shouldn't be sold to Apple, is because Disney is not a company. It's a cornerstone of cultural society in a lot of ways.
As much as people like to say the big bad Disney, and I mean, it is technically, but like, the company was built from the ground up by Walt for passion, and there are still problems with Walt himself. Let's not forget people that Walt disliked the union.
Yeah, Walt Disney had a strike back in the day.
Yeah, but still, like it was built to like the Disney of today is not what Disney back then was gonna be. No, as well as they weren't. It was not like they paved the way to become like dictator rule all me. No. It's kind of this happenstance. It just transformed.
Yeah, it was to how to grow the company, right? Pixar felt like a natural inclusion. Marvel and Star Wars, all right, expand Disney, outside its brand. I love the idea of Disney, the biggest thing too is I don't know how Apple could buy Disney because I can't see them.
Yeah,
I can't see Disney running 6 theme parks or Apple running 6 theme parks.
That's the thing, because that's why I always get more annoyed at the anti-Disney evil corporation.
Well, here's the thing I want to add to that, right? So the problem with the way Disney has been handling things is it's that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where Star-Lord tells Rocket, "Wow, are you just trying to get everybody to hate you?" Because that's what they've been so bad at public relations lately, with the way that Bob Iger's been talking about the strikes, with the way that they're doing these price increases. You have people who are on the anti-Disney, and then you have people who love Disney that can't defend the things they're doing. Like the thing is, I can't defend these price increases because I can't understand them. And I can't defend some of the decisions they make in the theme parks. Like, why is it I still have to get a reservation to go to Disneyland when the park is not even packed any day of the week? If I want to go to Disneyland, I have to book a reservation. Why? No other theme park does that. Just Disneyland and Disney World. It doesn't make any sense.
I really do think ever since I bought Fox, it's been just a downward spiral for Disney in terms of their public, because both their public presentation and just public relationship, but also just as a company in terms of because you think even after the Marvel Star Wars buyouts, they still felt Disney. Like you think something like Disney Infinity, whereas they bought Marvel Star Wars, they somehow made it to fit with their animated stuff.
Good example. Here's a good example. In the Disney parks, you will run across from Space Mountain. You can walk down to Star Tours. Star Wars fit well into Tomorrowland, and it's been there for 30 years plus. And then Galaxy's Edge is in Disneyland, but it's a bit away from things, so it feels like you're going in a different world. Whereas you go to California Adventure, and then you have Avengers Campus is right between a couple things, but it feels like you're going into like a little bit like the Avengers happen to land in this California theme park.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that those fit, but a lot of the Fox stuff doesn't fit. Like you put the Simpsons in Disneyland, it'll not work. I mean, it's also because Universal's already got Simpsons in their parks.
Oh my god. That reminds me of a Simpsons thing with Disney that they did before they got bought by Disney. Remember this?
Is it the classical Simpsons predict the future moment?
Bart in the movie dresses up like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah,
and says,
look!
I'm the face of an evil corporation.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing
before
too.
They got bought by Disney.
It's funny because even after they've been bought by Disney, they're still dunking on Disney. Like there was a Disney 100 Simpsons short that came out recently, and they changed the Disney 100 logo to the Disney self-congratulatory 100-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're still dunking on Disney, and I appreciate the Simpsons still doing it. But
Scrubmore Gaming has a question.
Yes.
When moving away from physical media, do you think that contributing to the why studios don't make more movies because the ones they need to do well as they won't get DVD sales?
Actually, yeah, because the thing is they went to streaming and they abandoned physical media so that they could push people to streaming, right? Like, oh, if they own it, they won't have the streaming, which is, I mean, all right. In the chat, I'm not going to do a poll on this. In the chat, do you collect physical media and still subscribe to streaming services? Just say yes if yes and no if no, okay? I personally, I'll still stay subscribed and still buy it on physical media. You know, I own all the Star Trek shows that have been on streaming. I still keep my Paramount Plus when the Star Trek.
I like Will's comment. Imagine Moe's bar being 20 feet from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, exactly.
Yes, because Netflix is comped.
Exactly. Like you can't put Simpsons into Disneyland. It doesn't work. You know. I'm seeing a lot of yes. I don't get many, but yeah, kinda, yeah, yep. I mean, okay, this is, spot polling from an audience that comes to a channel that covers physical media all the time, but I think for the most part, like, just because you can own it on physical media doesn't mean, you're going to stop getting the streaming service. Because it's not like you can buy, you can buy a show the second it airs. You want to see it right when it airs, So the thing is, you think about it, right? Disney not selling WandaVision means they made less money on WandaVision than if they had put it out in physical media. And that's also been a discussion with the residuals thing, is that if a streaming service has a big hit, it actually doesn't generate them any revenue.
Mm-hmm.
All it does is try to push subscribers, but that's all the revenue you can get on a streaming service. If it's a hit or if it's a flop, it actually doesn't mean any different to any company, because it's still the same viewership. You're still getting the same money. Now, if they were to sell that hit show on physical media because it was a hit, then they would have extra money to get from that. But then they would lose their defense on not being able to do residuals.
Did you saw Gray Wiseman's tweet where he posted his residual paycheck for Disney?
Yes.
That's like only 28 cents.
28 cents. That's more than most. There was a bar in LA that was built off of you would get a free drink if you bring in a residual check that's less than $1. They're they're worried about going bankrupt right now.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, because residual checks have been so low, they have been giving out a lot of free drinks. And yeah, Disney's cutting down physical media, guys. I'm concerned.
I was rewatching your Disney home media video, and my God, it has aged beautifully.
It has. I knew it would. Spin Dash brings up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Beyond Season 2 and Agent Carter Season 1. Yeah, they just stopped doing the ABC Marvel shows on disc. It's kind of annoying because there's no English release of Season 6 or 7 of S.H.I.E.L.D. because the UK stopped at 5.
I know it's a separate, but how much of the Netflix shows did we got at home? I know we got Daredevil.
We got a couple seasons of Daredevil. I think we got a couple seasons of everybody, at least internationally as well. But yeah, adding to this, I do want to say this. Don Ranger Power. Here's a question. You liked High School Musical, the musical, the series enough to watch it multiple times? Would you buy it if they put it out on a Blu-ray or DVD? Would you buy a physical copy of it?
Will makes a good point. The fact we're living in an era where movies can earn $3 million and consider a flop is stupid.
Yep, it's because they cost $300 million to make, and that is ridiculous. Budgets are way too big, and I think there's something going on behind the scenes of the budgets, and I think part of it.
How much? Because I saw Mutant Mayhem. I know it's not Disney, but
Mutant Mayhem $75 million.
$75 million. I know that
the storyboarding was done domestically, the animation was done overseas. That helps. But even Spider-Verse was only 100 million. You know, Across the Spider-Verse, 100 million. So the thing is, when it comes to budgets, especially with live action projects, a lot of them did get ballooned a bit by COVID because of delays, because of extra precautions, having to hire more people for all the protocols. Understandable. But when your base budget's 250 million, that's just going to cause a disaster. Case in point, Indiana Jones. That there was no way Indiana Jones could turn a profit because of how high the budget was. Impossible. It was impossible because Indiana Jones did not have the much bandwidth to do that. The other thing I will add is that Disney with the home media thing is getting really, really weird. Okay? So first things first, we talked about how they're not good at TV shows, but now they're scaring me with the movies. Okay? First of all, Little Mermaid's 4K release is exclusive to Best Buy Steelbook or Disney Movie Club. You can't buy the 4K at a general retailer for Little Mermaid. That's the part that I'm confused about. All right? Little Mermaid, they're trying to make back money they lost on that, right? But you can't buy the 4K, the most expensive edition. You can't buy the most expensive edition unless you get it through Disney Movie Club or through the Best Buy Steelbook. And it's not a timed exclusive. It's period. That's the only two ways you can get it.
Another thing I know is
and I am talking about the live action Little Mermaid. You can buy the animated Little Mermaid in 4K on Amazon right now.
Another thing I noticed recently, I'm not sure it was a thing before, but
also the Oh, yeah, that's right. The Walmart exclusive also had the 4K.
I noticed that a lot more films this year are releasing earlier on digital than before.
Yeah, it used to be like 2 weeks. Now, was it Transformers: Rise of the Beast just hit Paramount Plus, and its Blu-ray's not till October. Because
I just saw a tweet like Indiana Jones is coming by on digital
yes.
in like 2 weeks.
They did just announce that Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny is on digital on August 29th. And the official report that came out, or the official news, was through a press release. I'll pull this up on screen here. Digital Bits, definitely one of those sources where I don't always agree with the opinions on discs, but definitely always agree with the news. Because good sources. Dial of Destiny arrives on digital August 29th. No date on the Blu-ray. Okay? So there is discs to be announced later that has been confirmed. Bill Hunt talked to his sources. They are coming. I wonder if it's going to be a similar situation where the 4K is exclusive to, exclusive formats. Don't know what formats. They hadn't any details. There is going to be a 5-part documentary that runs 50 minutes, which is literally more features than any other Disney movie lately. So great. And yeah, it will be released in HD or UHD on digital. But yeah, we have no word when the Blu-ray's coming. This happened with Avatar: Way of Water as well. There was a period of time, it was like several months before the Blu-ray came out. Yeah, digital sales, they're weird. Unless it's a hit movie like Barbie, like people don't really buy digital. They rent digital, but they don't really buy digital. Because what's the point of spending $35 on a movie when you could get a disc, And at that point, why are you not watching on streaming?
I really hate how expensive digital copies are. They should be so much cheaper.
Yep. Scrubbler Gaming, good point. They need to stop announcing movies coming to streaming so soon after they come out. Exactly. Mutant Mayhem saying, oh yeah, it'll be on digital September 5th. Don't tell us that right when the movie comes out. Why would anyone need to go to the movie then? They're like, oh, I'll just wait a month.
That one Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast too, yeah. Paramount. They did it with Dungeons and Dragons as well.
All Paramount movies, I know.
That movie's great. That movie should have been released this month, honestly. It'd been a nice late summer.
I think they have in the Mario movie like a week after or something.
Yeah, it was the week before Mario. Dungeons and Dragons was the week before Mario. Turtles was the week after Barbie. Paramount doesn't know how to schedule things. Spin Dash brings a good point. How is it Disney did that complete Chip and Dale Blu-ray last year? No other Disney afternoon shows. Yeah, I know, right? That was weird because I made that video about Disney's TV sets, and I was like, maybe there's some hope. Because they put out within a month span. Sorry, lisped over that. Within a month span, we got complete Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on Blu-ray. Complete Proud Family on DVD, including the episode missing on Disney Plus and the shorts. See you later, Kamen JoJo. And then we also got Tangled the series, complete with its TV movie, on Disney Movie Club. And then nothing
But that's
since.
it.
Nothing
no DuckTales. No DuckTales for both versions. No Gargoyles. No
Lilo and Stitch, the show. I thought.
I mean, or not even like the Little Mermaid. Is the Little Mermaid series even on Disney Plus? Or like Aladdin, where that's some weird
legal issues with those.
But like
Kamen Rider 64, yeah, I always will emphasize this. You don't really own it when it's digital. You own a license.
I mean, the Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse just concluded, and there's no DVDs, Blu-ray set of all the episodes.
There's not
going back.
Yeah, going back 10 years. There's 10 years of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Digital prices are whack because the U.S. retailers throw a fit about it. Yeah, I believe that. They're shooting movie theaters after kicking them over and over, pretty much. Scrublord brought up how Disney's just pulled out of Australia. WB is re-releasing Adventure Time and budget packaging DVD only again, of course. Yeah, I hate when there's like, here's another reissue, and it's like, thanks.
At least it's something.
I hate to say it because I don't want to encourage it, but getting a complete DVD is better than getting nothing. But I really wish they could just.
They should be a Blu-ray, but at least we have it preserved. It's preserved. At least.
End of the day, at least this Turtles box set is something, you know. And the thing is that it's just we're in really weird times where companies are crying about their money. And they're like, oh, we can't pay actors and writers because we don't have enough money coming in. But then won't pursue the things that make money, like protecting the theater experience or doing physical media releases. Like, I saw an article, I couldn't find it again. There was an article that said, everyone has an idea on how to fix Disney except Bob Iger. And I think that just kind of sums up everything, right? Like, we can throw out all these good ideas. Kamen Rider 64, if you haven't seen my video on it, go check out my video. It's just, we're in a weird time. As a physical media fan, I'm like, please,
it's getting better and worse at the same. It's getting better and worse at the same time.
It's so weird because I think that it's getting better because more boutique companies like Discotek or Umbrella or Arrow, like they're more smaller companies are cropping up and doing better stuff than the big companies.
And then you get Cleopatra Entertainment.
And then you get Cleopatra Entertainment, or you get what's the other really bad one? The one that did the RoboCop series. Will brings a good point. Old people have been in charge so long they're forgetting how to make money. I feel like Iger's out of touch. I think
we really need fresh blood.
I know it was mentioned in the chat. I completely agree with the theory that they should just dump out all the executives at Disney. Just start, get some fresh blood in there. Because what they've been doing is not working. I think Feige's the only person I would keep, and I would make sure to cut Feige's slate down. Because I think whatever the heck happened at Marvel is probably because Feige went from being able to control every single project to having so many projects there was no way he could keep track of all of them. That's what I think ruined Fright. Yeah, it overwhelmed him.
Yep.
He went from doing 3 movies a year, which was already a lot, to 3 movies, 5 shows, and they put him in charge of the comics division, too.
Wait, really?
Yes. His name is on the credits of every Marvel comic, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Well, maybe that's why I haven't read that much Marvel this year.
Yeah.
Because I think the problem with the Marvel MCU stuff is it feels like they spat out so many ideas they didn't actually hey, maybe we should budget our way through this and not.
And the reason why that happened was because Chapek, when he got in, hired a guy, and this guy's one job was to tell everybody else what to do. If a studio head said, "Oh, we have this," like Pixar's like, "We have this movie called Soul," that guy would say, "That's going straight to Disney Plus." Marvel's like, "We want to do Secret Invasion." That's a Disney Plus show, and they couldn't override that because he was Chapek's right hand. He would tell everybody, "This goes to that. This goes to this. This does this. That's theatrical. That's streaming. That's this. That's that." And also, Chapek put out quotas for every studio, like every subdivision, that you have to put out this much stuff for Disney Plus and this much stuff for theatrical every single year. And that's what has happened. It just got way out of control because they all got pushed to put all this stuff, and they got put with these deadlines. And now everybody's lost control. Everybody's lost control of everything over there.
This reminds me of nothing, but I'm thinking about how much work. I see why they want to get paid.
Yeah.
What you mentioned, how they just this does this. It's like they just think of everybody as robots.
Oh, absolutely, totally. There's a lot of discussion.
I don't respect the hard work that goes in here at all.
I was gonna say there was a discussion on Twitter that I saw where somebody was saying like, "Oh, well, writers shouldn't get paid because their work sucks," and somebody said, "You know what? This is obviously like a bait post or whatever, but I'm going to take this opportunity to say that if you think a story sucks, it's likely not the writer's fault." And they explained the process. That if you're a writer in Hollywood and you have a show idea, you have to get approved by everybody up the chain. And how many times do you have a really good script, but then somebody up the chain disagrees with it, and then you have to throw it out and come up with something new?
It reminds you. This answer to like you. Here's the best to describe it. If you were to think of the Lewis scene's name, from I heard from this guy, who from this, it like goes from the origin guy to this guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, the next guy, and it goes back to the original guy, and it's like, what happened to it?
Adding to this, here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example of how this goes. David S. Goyer, who wrote Man of Steel, described when he pitched the script to the studio. He did a 3-hour meeting to describe scene by scene his script for Man of Steel, including that 30-minute Krypton prologue, right, where it blows up at the end. The main part of Superman's backstory, right? And at the end of the movie, they use Superman's ship to destroy the terraforming machine, right? So he said, all right, that's my pitch. Do you have any questions? And one of the executives said, well, you can't. You have to take out that part where they blow up Superman's ship because if he blow up his ship, he can't go back to Krypton at the end of the movie. And David S. Goyer apparently stood there and stared blankly for 3 minutes as he could not process how stupid the question was that came out of that executive's mouth. That they were so out of touch that they didn't even know the story of Superman. They weren't even paying attention enough to know Krypton blew up and thought that Superman was going home at the end.
I mean, wow, that is very... My grandpa even knows Superman, and he doesn't know much pop culture.
My grandpa knew Superman really well. He knew the whole story.
Is that like one of his titles, Last Son of Krypton, or something like that?
Yeah. Will mentioned the Dragon Ball Evolution writer had his original, more accurate script denied and then had no choice but to agree to rewrite it because he needed the paycheck to eat. Yep.
I remember that.
When it comes down to why is this script bad, 9 times out of 10, it's which executive made him change it. And that's why we get a lot of shows that feel like they have potential but can't live up to it. Right?
Because some Q5 idiots are just like, no, we must change it. It'll scare the children.
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a perfect example of this. Miss Marvel is a show that had a end-of-the-world plot, which didn't fit anything else the writers were doing there. Who would bet that one of the Marvel executives, one of the Disney executives was like, this doesn't have enough stakes. You got to make sure the world's in danger. Because this is a superhero thing, and the world's always in danger.
You want to see...
And then that wrecked the show, also limiting it to a 6-episode budget.
If you ever want to see an example of this, look up the history of the real Ghostbusters cartoon and the behind-the-scenes nonsense. So, what happened to the writers in the Q5 is that like testers, how they really ruined that show.
If anybody ever has,
I know what Ryan's talking about.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Here's another thing: the X-Men the Animated Series. There's a whole chapter that Eric Lewald wrote in his previous on X-Men making of series. He said he started the chapter going, and this is the story I'm going to tell you about the time I wanted to punch Stan Lee. And it was similar things, right? Will mentioned the executive that said if Deadpool speaks, we will fail. Yeah, the X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's another movie that got messed up like that. Infinite mentions the wedding scene and felt forced into Sonic 2. I think that was maybe less an executive decision and more a budget decision because doing more Sonic, you have to fill the time of the movie with something that doesn't cost a whole lot.
I mean, for Sonic 3, they were doing all the FF.
Yeah, they're going to go film stuff without actors, which is just dumb. But they're filming all the stuff for VFX. Yeah.
They did say they'll wait to finish the film once the actors and writers get paid and pay better at least.
The thing is, for me, I don't mind the wedding sequence in Sonic 2 because it ends spectacularly with that golf cart stunt, and that's just amazing. Soul Man mentioned, was there any hiccups or problems behind the scenes for Moon Knight? I think probably budget, because that last episode ended weird. I think the show... That was one of the more consistent shows, and it didn't have to touch anything, so it was kind of more contained. But that ending was weird.
They went like full big budget, and
I think they ran out of money. There. But Dragon Ball Evolution and Wolverine Origins are both strike movies. Something that people don't understand is that just because the script's written doesn't mean you're done with the writers. If you are on set and the dialogue isn't natural, and the actors try to ad-lib it, it's going to be really awkward. Because if you're doing it with a writer on set, the actor can go, okay, this line isn't working for me. Can we rewrite it? What if we try this? And the writer says, oh, wait, hold on, let me try this. And then rewrites the line, go, here's your new line. And that can fail out and make things work better.
I think a lot of people don't realize how much writers actually do. They don't just write and just leave. Yeah. They're
supposed to be there all the way through filming.
Yeah. I know it's the director's job to direct, but the writer wrote the script. They need to, if someone's having trouble understanding what's going on in the scene, the writer's there to help them tell, here's what's going on in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's like they wrote it or something.
Revenge of the Fallen was half written by Michael Bay.
It really shows.
Yep. And Muteki brought up Superman 2, and Superman threw his symbol at the bad guy. That was probably budget and executive decision, and maybe also director decision, because that movie was half shot by another guy.
Yep. Because we are getting, we are over.
We are coming. We are over by 2 minutes. I knew we were going to end on time.
What ends on a happier note? Sound is in the stream chat. Is for you.
Oh, there's something in the stream chat for me.
What's on the docket?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, good. Thank you, Todd. When in trouble, when everything is going wrong, Todd McFarlane will announce something new. This always happens. Hey, you guys remember when I was really hyped about that Hawkman figure? Here he is. Look at him.
Oh, okay. They're meaty enough.
He's pretty meaty. I like that.
Comes with the mace and everything.
Comes with the mace and the wings. He turned out nice because we saw a render last time. Oh, they sculpted his chest hair.
Yeah.
It's not even just painted, it's sculpted. Look at Todd making the... And this is a Hawkman. The only other version of this Hawkman that got made into toy figures was Total Justice.
From a decade, 2 decades ago?
3. The 90s were 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I keep thinking Total Justice was a late 90s
It's funny because I think the artwork on the card is not this version of Hawkman, but we'll have to see when we can see it.
Probably. They never get the art. They never get the art of the cards right to figure.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, Spin Dash said more giant wings. Yeah. Luckily, these don't look as big as the Gargoyles ones, but they're also just as immovable.
I mean, is there any character that needs giant wings? It's Hawkman.
Yep. Yeah, his hands look a little small. But whatever, I don't care. I'm excited. Muteki's last chance to get Mayflex made. I'm just going to have to pass on it. I got to buy Digivices. Infinite said, talking budget restrictions. Remember the Dark Rangers from Season 2 of Mighty Morphin? Yep. Remember when they broke Zed's staff and all they had to fix with it was duct tape?
Duct tape.
Soulman,
knock duct tape.
Soulman says, just my opinion, but I think future Transformers movies use the Takara concepts like Head, God, or Brain Masters would be interesting. Yeah, I think it'd be good to mix it up. I mean, they used the word Headmaster, but they didn't really show it with Cogman.
They just said he's a headmaster.
Yes, but I was like, that's just a British thing, too. I think we're done here today. Is anybody...
Yeah,
does anybody got... either of you guys got questions related to strikes and stuff in the entertainment industry? I think we covered everything, right?
I think we covered everything we need.
Oh, they have Simpsons again. It's making fun of studio execs, where this old man, they found an alternate ending to Casablanca.
Oh my god!
And this old man, they go to the studio, the old man recognizes, I was the producer on that movie. Ah, man, bury that thing again, please. I don't want to see it. It's not like today. Back then, us studio execs, we were just dopes in suits.
It's not like today.
Only exact.
Yep. RX0 says, why need writers when there are Kamen Riders? Well, there's a Kamen Rider. His name is Kamen Rider Saber. Because he was a writer. Anyways, will Sonic 3 be affected by the strike? They're shooting it without actors, so yes.
They're shooting all the FX scenes.
They're shooting the VFX stuff. I'm sure that movie will come together because the director's competent.
Again, they literally said, like, we'll go back, we'll film all the FX stuff first, which at least makes sense. And
because they've probably already recorded Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadows dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably already recorded that, so...
I mean, when it comes to writing, I'm pretty sure Sonic 3 is mostly written, but again, they need the writers on set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, and such.
Infinite says, think Illumination could make a good animated Overwatch film. Probably, but the problem is, I think Overwatch is too dead to be worth the investment.
I don't want to separate Activision Blizzard.
I think the problem is that Activision Blizzard keep using Overwatch as a distraction.
A scapegoat.
Yeah, they use it as a scapegoat anytime a controversy happens. Muteki, we don't know who Shadow is cast yet, but they have likely already casted and recorded dialogue if they're this far along in production, is my guess. Mm-hmm. We're going to get out of here, though. Thank you all for joining.
Yeah.
Find us on Soundout Discord.
Find us in the Discord
below.
There's also the social media stuff that you can see here. Fighter Cows will be streaming tomorrow.
Yep.
4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Twitch.tv/FighterCast. There will be a link in the Discord. And also check out the Geek Fighters Discord, which will also have that.
The Soundout is there all the time.
I am.
And you can ask more questions.
Yeah, you can ask more questions, for the other streams too. So it'll be good times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Glad you all enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of industry talk, but I think we had a nice, productive discussion. So, until next time, we'll see y'all next week.